Alright everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are loading back in. I'm your host, Luda Rugard, and we have Tremor versus Dark Owls with a Plague match right off the bat. So, fun fact, this is the opposite of the last match we had going on. Instead of mirrors, we have different killers every single set. It's going to be a blast. I love to see this kind of style of match too, as both teams have their own idea for how to play the game, and I am here for it. With that said, I am joined by none other than my alter ego, Big Rugard. Say hi, Big Rugard. Sorry, they're a bit shy. Anyway, that said, I've been wanting to do that bit since Season 2, so now I've checked that off my bucket list, I can happily retire, as seems like these survivors have also retired to the edges of the map. No one in sight here. Plague desperately kind of, looking around at this point. It's like, okay, I should have seen a survivor by now. Where have these stinkers gone? And they are nowhere to be seen. Yeah, checking the edges of the map very thoroughly here, and just nothing to be seen. Corrupt Intervention still up at the moment, as nothing's really happened so far. And I'm wondering if they're just gonna, oh, we do spot an Ace. I don't think Ace knew exactly where the Plague was there, and they will get a little bit of vomit across the pallet. Survivor is vaulting back and forth. However, interestingly enough, not getting the infection and then leaving. They want to actually get it down right now, it looks like. It's a little bit interesting. I guess with this gen setup back here in the Corrupt, not a bad scenario technically for the killer. Not going in for the vault, instead going for a mind game and not getting the distance they wanted on the Ace here. Ace having another really decent pallet, doing a really good job being patient, but doing a whole W towards the tractor here, getting a lot of distance free, dropping this pallet as well. We see survivors on the jet at the hill, gonna go ahead and throw up on that and move back towards the Ace, so forcing them to stay off or get infected. Another jet at the middle, gonna stand. Really good job here. We do see the Blessed Apple, which gives them an extra pull, but we also see the hematite seal. So those object infections are going to be 30 seconds longer. So it looks like Nancy actually went back and got back on the generator here. Like, even going to stop and... So interestingly, I thought they were going to commit to the Ace, but then leaving them alone after they get the full infection, I guess they realized they weren't going to be an easy chase early off in that back area, and Corrupt is completely expired at this point. Now taking chase with Cheryl, getting a good amount of infection on her as well. Yeah, and there's the full infection on both the Nancy and the Cheryl at the same time, as Nancy was working back on the gen at the hill. Ooh, but that was a lithe, really good job from the Cheryl here, getting additional distance. Not going to fall down immediately, but they will inevitably go down. Not the safest loop in the world. And that'll be first hook incoming on Cheryl here. Taking them far back next to a pool as well. However, knowing there is no Devotee's Amulet. First gen falling for the survivors, as that was, in fact, the good old Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. No surprise here, as this is a staple among killers these days. Like, coming back over and seeing this gen nearly complete is going to apply a little bit of regression to it as well. We see a survivor rushing back over to the unhook. They will be getting it unless there's a pallet still up there. However, that is an infected Ace. Another gen popping for the survivors. 2 down here. Cheryl not able to get the distance they wanted and could be going down momentarily, waiting at that bar of timer. And another explosion in the distance. We do see that that is also an eruption from the survivors, or from the killer as well. So we know 2-3 perks now, as Corrupt has already expired. Nancy seeming to commit to this gen. It's going to not be a pain res, so this gen should be falling momentarily. And interestingly enough, there's not really much of a 3 gen to speak of here for the killer. Waiting just a couple of seconds as they want to make sure that they can apply Eruption just in case. They do have a little bit of pressure in the area, but again, there's no real meaningful 3-gen to hold on to here, and I'm kind of curious what the Plague's thought process is here. Normally, they try and hold a 3-gen. I guess they still have this one back here. They are going to drink up from their Corrupt Purge, maybe to secure the hook here. And yeah, they go back. They go immediately for the unhook. And it looks like they will be chasing Cheryl into the back here potentially, as we do see that Survivor on the generator, but they want a Survivor out of the game ASAP, and they're willing to use their Corrupt Purge to ensure that. Good progress on the gen over here as well. Plague, not sure where this Survivor is. Cheryl somehow hiding out here. Not sure where she went. Survivors that are infected are not very subtle, and oh my goodness, 2 gens popping back to back. Survivors playing very, very strong here, as there's 1 gen left here, not able to tunnel out the Cheryl like they had been hoping to. Power effectively wasted for all intents and purposes, as Ace forced the pick. They do find the only uninfected Survivor. Jake and do get an infect before getting to the pallet. Very interesting turn of events. Survivors have definitely pulled this back. I would have said this would have been I would say the Plague had a rough start, but then they had a really good set of chases with Cheryl. But Survivors not giving them any quarter. This gen back here almost completed as well, as that is the Nia running away. Sorry, the Nancy, not the Nia. And now Plague in a heap of trouble, I would say. No 3 gen whatsoever. Nothing even close. And the other gen on the other side of the map already completed where Cheryl had went to. It seems like they had gotten this done. Nancy will go down. Further effort. There's the no way out proccing, but it's only 2 stacks, so it's only going to be 36 seconds instead of the 48 if they had gotten this hook just a couple seconds earlier. However, the only Corrupt Purge they can use is back here now. And that was where the gen finished. I imagine this is where Cheryl is, but Cheryl has just done a phenomenal job hiding. See scratch marks coming in. I'm thinking they might have tried for a potential head-on, but not sure. No Way Out has expired. Between the 2 exit gates, they do have some level of being able to patrol here. They might be able to secure second stage, but once you've secured second stage, oh, we see scratch. Did the Plague see it? Was that we saw scratch marks over here, and it's the. I say Cheryl's the only Survivor that has not cleansed. Very, very interesting, and they're the one that's on death hook here. Firecrackers coming in, not gonna get the blind. Looks like they are going to give the Plague second stage here. In return, ooh, and Plague's gonna take that. Ace coming in, trying to get. Oh, but they do get a nasty hit there. Last second hit with the Corrupt Purge, and now Ace. Will they vault? Will they hold W? They vault. Another cleanse from the Cheryl here, probably setting up for an unhook. There's the pallet break. Ace would be a good find here, as I do believe they are worth a good amount of additional points. However, they do get past the killer, and I do believe, yeah, they're going to be able to get away. Plague can try and body, but the Cheryl gets through them. However, that is the full infection. They will be able to secure at least one more stage here. Yeah, they see the other Survivor with the exit gate ready to go, and that will be 2 people out, 3 people out, and they will be able to get a 1K with 6 stages here. Survivors did a really good job towards the mid and late game pulling this back. I thought the Plague actually had a really good leg up for a bit there, but a bit of an unfortunate series of events for the Plague, and that is going to be a very strong result from the Survivors. And interestingly enough, again, I said this was not a mirror. We are going to be seeing... All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are in for the second trial of this match, and I gotta see... Oh, that's what I thought. Artist has screen sharing. Unfortunately. At least this kill is a little bit easier to keep up with, as they're not teleporting around at the speed of sound, and looks like they are going to take chase with Ace. But I'm going to say, Ace definitely seeming like they're the one that's trying to bait chase, and interestingly enough, they're not having it. They're like, nah, I don't want the Ace. I want the Kate. And they will find the Kate. Immediately going for the M1 there, as they do get rid of the Dire Crows. Lining up another Dire Crow here shortly. Is this a shotgun or no? Just zoning them away from the fun bus there. Pre-dropping this pallet, vaulting over, however. Ooh, Lion is going to get them some safe distance as, about to say, the Crows coming in. But will they be able to dodge? Maybe, but now you get the M1 coming in. Artist doing a really good job of zoning here, and Kate will go down under the pallet. Oh, nope. After dropping the pallet. That is a very unfortunate hit. But that will be first up coming in for the Artist here. Have to see if the survivors are able to finish any gens in the meantime. It looks like that is going to be the tried and true Pain Resonance on Renato's gen. Nancy away from hers. I don't even think that spawned a Killer Instinct, so Nurse, or sorry, not Nurse, Artist might be none the wiser here. Not hearing any Terror Radius. They do get hit on the Nancy, though. Nancy's gonna be chased away from their gen for a little bit as they jump in and out of the locker. Already got Crows lined up. Nancy sees it. That one probably spawning a Killer Instinct there. And yeah, we see Artists in the distance. Looks like they're just content to hold on to this hook and 4-second stage here. You know, standard Artist play, but Survivor's doing a really... Ooh, I'm gonna say that Crow's lined up a bit farther away from the gen. Nope, right over the top of it. And we should be seeing a couple of gens firing off momentarily here. Yeah, Ace about 90% on theirs. Renato about the same distance, as they do have that Deja Vu for that 6% extra speed. Nancy also... Is this going to be like one after the other? Yeah, it is. There's another 3 gens for the price of 2 stages. That is the trade the Artist has made. However, Artist saying, you know what? No, I want the final stage. Now the question is, do the survivors let them have it? I will say they have completed gens around the outskirt. They've got essentially a 4-gen to work with here. Reapplying instantly. Oh my goodness. Double hitting these survivors, and survivors both cleansing the Crows immediately. So they are going to be heading in for the unhook here. Ace having snuck back on a separate generator. I say Artist does have a good set of gens back here to patrol and watch over, so securing death stage here makes a whole lot of sense. However, survivors had enough. They are going to be getting in for this unhook, it looks like. Missing the Nancy. Renato coming in. Nancy taking the tag. Renato going to get the unhook. It's going to be a clean trade here. Not able to get the 1-for-1, so someone's got to go down. It looks like they're going to be going after the Renato now. Maybe hoping for a quick chase and a pain res coming in afterward. But I imagine Renato's not going to give them the light of day. Not going to give this up very easily. However, no pallet back here except for the one they dropped. Normally that tile has a pallet, but seemingly not. I'm gonna say you don't want to go down over here potentially, just because you risk the fact of oh, there's no way. Oh, but they didn't go down under it. Oh no, they tried to go down under but did not get it. Now say the gens are back here. You know this is gonna be a pain res. There's the explosion. I think Artist even seeing where that was. Nancy gonna need a reset here. Survivors in a bit of a struggle. Ace working diligently on this gen, but they're going to be... I was say you keep getting pushed off here. This is going to be kind of difficult. Survivors, I feel like the survivors needed to take the chase really far away, and it ended up not happening, so Ace could finish this gen. I say this is such a close gen to the hook too. Have to see what the plan is here. Looks like main building gen has a little bit of progress as well. I'll say this is gonna be really difficult. I don't know what the plan is here for the survivors. Because they just harassing that gen, making it take that much longer. Again, Artists effectively making gens take... It feels like it takes almost an additional like 50% longer because you're constantly having to be pushed off. Looks like we got somebody working at the shack as well. Their second stage secured. Artist gonna be... Yeah, they're gonna be leaving, going after the Ace now. But I say, if you get like 2 stages on every survivor, that's a good chunk of points. That's 20 points. Yeah, it looks like they are gonna be taking chase with the Ace now, allowing for the unhook. And they are committing to this. Going around the side. Ace not gonna be able to get the vault here, as this is the... I would say this is the worst fun bus, having them split. But now taking chase away from the generators, which is what they need to do. Will they commit to it? Yeah, they are. They are going to commit to this chase. I say if Artist gets 2 stages on everybody, that's 20 points. That's all they really need here. Good killer blind from the ace here. Seemingly losing chase altogether. They do finish that 4th generator. Main building and shack both being worked on right now. Both are potentials. Artist back in that area near ace, so ace still is in chase. Survivors have to be careful here. The win con is very, very close. Oh, I just realized that's why they lost chase. The blinds and everything else. Ace has lucky break. That is why they were able to lose the chase there with them. And that is the final gen, 5th gen being finished. This is going to be a really close match. Survivors have definitely brought this back despite I thought they were down for the count. But now the thing is I don't think you can afford to give this hook to the killer. If you give this hook to the killer, this is a fresh hook. You can't really afford it. Ace doing a really good job holding W. This is so close, but without a pallet nearby. Oh, this is such an unsafe pallet. And that will be the down. Worth noting, so this is the incredible part here, folks. This killer has no ed, but the survivors have cleansed it. I don't know if they cleansed all 5. I don't know if they cleansed all 5 totems before the end of the game, or if they found it and cleansed it and I just didn't hear the notification. That is entirely possible. But this killer doesn't have no ed. They can get the survivor out potentially. It's going to be difficult. All survivors are healthy. You want to give up either the Kate or the Renato here instead of 2 points for this next stage, but they have to get this. They have to get this escape now. This is gonna be really tough. Renato, the closest one, setting up for the unhook. There is no Noah to go on, so they do have the ability to get this. Oh, this is gonna be so close. The question is it enough? If the survivors were to leave right now, would it be enough points? I think the combined points wouldn't be enough. I think they have to get this unhook. This is one of the dire times where in order to secure this set, you got to get the unhook here. Renato trying. There's the body block coming in from the Nancy. Renato coming in with the body block as well. I think the Nancy gets away. Now you got to hit the Renato. You have to hit somebody. Are they going for Kate instead? Missing the hit on the Kate. Not able to get the double tap. Oh my goodness. Are they actually going to mount the 4-man escape? Crow coming in from the Artist. There's the 3-man out. They have Shaq at their disposal. There's the Dire Crows trying to get the double tap, but it's not going to work. That's going to be a 4-man out. Oh my goodness, that was so well executed. Getting rid of I have to know. Did they cleanse Noah preemptively, or did it cleanse and we just didn't hear the notification? All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We have the Death Slinger rolling around in. Pausing a second, checking the surroundings. We do, in fact, not have screen sharing. Thank goodness. I do love some first-person perspective Death Slinger, as I do love to see those crack shots coming out. Immediately finding scratch marks going into the back here. And not going after the Jake. Seeming maybe if, Nancy decided to venture on out, but does not seem to be the case. The call-out was correct. And vaulting through center, not a lithe either. Little bit behind on that shot. Gonna be whiffing on the Nancy. And breaking off chase altogether. Looks like the survivors are spreading out to the wings here. 2 survivors at this. Ooh, really good shot potentially at the Nia. I think it might have been a range issue potentially. Just being slightly ahead of the survivor, but regardless, not going to be able to land it. We do see the Warden's Keys and the Bayshore Cigar there. As Warden's Keys, just a good reload add-on. Even with the base reloads being reduced, it's still just, it's not where you want to be. Bayshore just really strong in these, Killer not having any of it, saying, nah, this isn't the chase I want. They do find Nia in a bit of, no, that's the Zarina in a bit of a predicament, and is gonna just go for the break here. There's the Bayshore Cigar coming into effect there. Reloading over the top. Do they get the shot to follow it up? Zoning them out. Serena's gonna have to go for it at some point. There's the hit. And that will be first down of the game in the shack. Looking around a little bit for survivors before taking the pick here. And for those, I've gotten, after watching so many years of comp, I can just tell when a killer has agitation at this point. We just know. Killer just feels a little bit faster. I mean, to be fair, 18% faster movement speed when you're carrying somebody is very noticeable. And that will also be a pain resonance to boot. No surprise there. And also a really good hook location. They can watch these back two gens at Shack and Hill. One gen already down for the stars. Jake getting caught here, and they will get the hit. Now the question is, will they get the break before survivors potentially go for the unhook here? No unhook coming in. Jake a little bit zoned as well. Gonna have to be careful here, but they will get to Shack. No unhook coming in just yet. I imagine Survivor's gonna probably try and break a second generator here, but Deathslinger actually has a really good lock on these back gens. I think I saw Survivor coming in. I don't know if the killer noticed it or not, or if I may be just seeing things. Killer coming over here and confirming. I would definitely understand confirming second stage here after just getting a really good central hook. I'm thinking Jake might be on the Shack jet, but you don't want to go for it until you can confirm this hook. Go back, get your shot on Jake, try and get them down quickly, go to the center hook here, get a pain res. Yeah, Jake will be working on this generator. They are going to be holding at the pallet. Ooh, they walked back, so they aren't going to let mind games happen here, being very, very precise. There's the unhook on this arena, and we'll have to see if they're able to end this chase quickly or not. Really close shot through the window, but just not able to get it. Jake doing a really good job holding W on the edges. There's the second gen falling for the survivors. Again, not able to get that window shot because there's a specific board there now that wasn't there before that you could get a shot through. It's really difficult. No, they miss it at the window. I think it might have been a little bit early on the swing, not getting the Jake back into the area, but that is going to be potentially, oh my goodness, such another really good shot. Not letting the Jake get away. And this one will be a secured down. Second hook stage coming in, first hook stage for this killer. I'm sorry, for this survivor. And that will be another pain resonance. However, not hitting either of the gens close to the killers, so Killer can rest kind of easy here, knowing that the 3 gen they have here is fairly secure. And as long as you get a tag on the survivor unhooking, it's not too difficult to follow up with a hit. Now, that said, you could start sneaking a survivor back here. Yeah, Nia coming back here, trying to get some progress on this generator. I say, yeah, there's no range there. Yeah, Nia playing with fire, because that is the extent of the distance. And that will be a tag, dragging them back really close, getting the M1. I'm about to say, at that point, it might have been worth just, letting the Bayshore Cigar do its job and making them mend, but they do want to commit to this potentially. Pre-dropping the pallet, going around the edge. Do they vault? No, they didn't. Nia with a really good mind game holding W, going around the corner, and they miss over the vault. I don't know if the killer can commit to this too long. Jake, if I don't see that heal off in a second, okay, they are gonna take the reset then. So they do have some time. Ooh, really good games here from the Nia. Okay, phenomenal. They get to the pallet as well. Killer being really cautious, not wanting to miss the shots, but they're gonna take it at some point. No, but they call it and get the pallet set as well. Getting shot over the top, and this question is, does the chain break or not? Pulling them back, but Nance coming in for the hit tank, and I don't know. They are gonna commit to it though. Oh my goodness, a good shot, but not gonna connect. Nia dodging very well, and yeah, now you have to go back to this generator. Oh man, Nia trying to bait them, wanting to give the survivors back here enough time to finish a gen. Not on the gen by the hook. Hill gen also not worked on, so it's gonna be the Shack. Good progress, but the survivor here will have been healed. As I think you just hold the back here. Did they stealth? Oh my goodness, did they hide in the basement? I am gonna bet money they're hiding in basement. Through the locker! Oh man, that's cheeky. I don't know if I would have... That feels a bit too plain sight. I don't know if I would hit in the locker. I would have gone to basement over locker, but it worked out. Nia now fully reset as well. Who are they chasing around this tile? If it's the Zarina, they aren't. No, it's the Nancy here. Nancy is not death hook. Good shot, but just a little shy. They do connect there, and that will be a tag. Nope, they're just going to go ahead and break it. Ooh, Nancy didn't get a lot of distance, though, but they will be able to get back to the palace. Serena coming in for the hit tank, though. Oh, that was such a good dodge. I know exactly what the Destiny was going for there. Very common mind game at this specific tile, but they will be able to break distance, get line of sight. And now the question is, one gen down, and it's going to be the Shack. Serena coming for the hit tank. Adrenaline on this Serena as well. Really good coordination there from the survivors. And now Serena coming in for another hit tank. Again, even if there is the Noah that we see in the corner, Serena's only worth 1 point here. They do want to try and secure this survivor. The question is, where is the Noed? Noed is fairly close by. I think they would have seen it. They might even cleanse it before this. Nope, they will get the hit. There's the exit gate being opened. There's the cleanse on it. That's says, yep, fine, you got it. I'll take the 5 stage. Wait, no, they actually, this is a 4 stage. Right, they unhooked Jake before the 4th stage, so this is going to be a 4 stage, 4 stage 1K here for the Deathslinger. Really good job from the survivors. Denying pressure. The Deathslinger played so well for a good chunk of it, but then the pressure seemed to slip away slowly. Man, I can only think what would happen if they checked that locker, though. That would have been a complete game changer. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. This is the 4th trial, and oh no, not Wraith having frame shearing too. That's gonna be difficult to keep up with. All right, we're gonna stay on the Wraith until we find our first survivor, then hopefully be able to have an idea of what's going on until later, as this killer does like to pop up and spook survivors. Already seeing some scratch marks. Looks like someone heading towards the center here. Looks like it's going to be a Yunjin. Haven't seen you here in a hot minute. Ooh, good fake there, and gonna hold W to the main building. Gonna get the quick vault as well. Not able to get the swing through it in. Worth noting is that was a quick and quiet. They did not make any noise on that vault. So, gonna be leaving. Looks like they're heading towards the Ada instead. Oh goodness, it's so hard to keep up with this killer. I didn't know if they stuck around and, like, you know, made the survivor think they're safe. Ooh, survivor maybe losing him a bit, as that was a dance with me, but no, not gonna get enough distance here, and that will be first down coming in. We do also see the tried and true Sloppy Butcher from our killer as well. No surprise there, as that is just the telltale creme de la creme for the hit and run killers. First up coming in, and that is also, ooh, looks like we also get to reveal a pain res as well. Possibly heading over to deal with the Jake or the Nia. No sign here so far of where the killer went. Not around the Yunjin either. Where did this killer go off to? So I'm talking about, like, man, I just wish the scream trick was fixed, but that said, failed skill check from a survivor potentially. Looks like they're hanging out around the middle, maybe wanting to force unsafe trades. Again, the win condition here isn't absolutely abysmal for the killer. Just a couple hook stages is all they can do, so that they just commit hard to some chases, they're probably gonna be able to pull this out. That said, it is going to not be an easy task for these survivors. They're gonna have to play really, really aggressively and greedy if they want to pull this one out. Looks like killer completely cutting off the chase and going back towards the unhook here. Looks like they are going to stay on the Ada. Ada not be able to get to the main, as they going down under Shack. In a bit of an open spot. Yeah, Wraith curious about maybe a head-on, but not going to be the case. Will there be a firecracker? No, that is going to be second hook confirmed for the Wraith. No gens completed yet either. Yunjin about 80% on theirs. Nia, about 40%. And Jake with the Deja Vu in hand, also 40%. But I say, and this survivor's injured. If the Wraith comes over here and catches them unaware, they are going to be in for a rough time. Looks like... oh, and they even see the Jake over there. Jake gonna get pushed off. If they secure this chase and get a hook out of it, that's gonna be the tie condition if they go and get the kill. And anything else is gonna be a win. Looks like they're after the Yunjin instead. Getting the tech through the pallet. And looks like they might be breaking up, going back to the shack. No, they're going to be interrupting this gen on the Nia. Now all survivors injured. They haven't had a chance to reset. This is where Sloppy Butcher's really going to come in to be a pain. Sarah's not able to reset, not able to go for the unhook. Survivor in basement is effectively dead now. And Survivor's not able to commit and finish these gens because they need to reset. And if they find any Survivor here and get them hooked, I'm not going to lie, folks, this is looking pretty dire here for Dark Owls, the Survivor Squad. They do find the Jake. No light burn in the game anymore. And they do go down under the pallet. First hook for Jake coming in, and this is the tie condition right here. They cannot give any more stages, which, again, given the current set of circumstances, being 4 gens and this hook being perfectly between 2 of the most progressed generators, not looking good, folks. Getting the head on. We hear it from the Yunjin. Also coming back for the pallets and potentially probably try to take as much, aggro as possible at the main building. Not wanting to, let Jake get tunneled out here. They do get the unhook. And I think they have all but abandoned that. Yeah, going back behind the Jake. They do get the finish of the heal thanks to the We'll Make It. We'll Make It coming in clutch and going to get this Jake a heal. And yeah, Nia's going to take a tag as well, probably. Jake going back to the gen they were working on. You still have Shack Pallet, I believe, to work with, so you've still got some resources here, but not a lot. Going back to the Jake, push them off the gen. The next hook will secure victory in this match for Tremor. Sorry, be careful. And Nia going down. That will be the W confirmed here for Tremor in round number 5. Again, a very difficult ask for the survivors to not give too many hook stages against a Wraith, because it's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time before you go down to this killer. They are inevitable. Sorry, that is my first and only Avengers reference of the season. Oh, and I do believe that is the first time we have seen a Bamboozle come out this game, as the add-ons, the classic Shadow Dance, 60% faster action speed, and Swift Hunt, 12% faster uncloak speed. Just, classic tried and true Wraith add-ons. Super good. Getting the hit through the pallet there is the second gen going down for the survivors. But again, both these survivors are injured. No reset inside, as they did just finish a generator, and that is going to be very difficult to get the unhook. Wraith not committing to this is just going to camp it out to second stage. As why would you chase here? Survivors have to heal through Sloppy. Which, on the note of Sloppy, it is interesting in the forecast, which, regardless of if you agree with behaviors, balancing forecast, we can see the Wraith right there. We just see a little bit of, I think this might be a spectator thing. I don't think the survivors can see it. I think it's a spectator thing. Second stage secured. Regardless of if you, oh my goodness, they found the Jake. Jake hiding out in the locker. Oh no. And that is going to be second hook for the Jake. But again, what I'm saying, regardless of if you agree with the forecast or not, I do appreciate when behavior gives us that, 6-month outlook on what they plan on addressing. As if you guys noticed, Mangled and Sloppy Butcher, and I imagine any and all Mangled add-ons probably, are going to be getting looked at, which, interesting to think about what that entails, but I am, regardless, very interested to see any kind of shakeup. Oh my goodness, a phenomenal body block coming in from the Wraith, and that will be the down coming in on Yunjin. I believe this is Yunjin's first hook. Every other survivor has been hooked twice. And I think we're going to be seeing the slow heat death here of the Survivor Squad, as between Sloppy and everything else, even with the We'll Make It, another pain res, Nia does have solidarity, but unfortunately it doesn't matter, as that hemorrhage is going to start regressing that heal very quickly. Oh no, it was the mind game. Oh, and the Wraith does do it. They get it, and now Nia in the deadest of dead zones, hugging this car for dear life, and they will go down at main building. Unhook has happened on the Yunjin, and yeah, they're just going to take their hook here. Looks like this will probably be the 4K3 for Tremor. It's like they might be... I'm surprised they didn't try and heal the Yunjin. Oh, a little bit of Blast Might action coming in. I'm surprised they didn't try and heal Yunjin. Maybe try and get her out the hatch, just because they do represent more points getting out. But looks like Jake wanting to take chase. Wraith having none of it. Looks like they did show up to the shack here, going after Yunjin, going around the edge, vaulting through. And yeah, that is exactly what you do. That is now cut off. Cannot get to the pallet, and that'll be second up coming in for Yunjin here. Going for the 4-man slug, not content, and there's me like, nah, we're gonna play this like we always would. Very, very strong Wraith gameplay coming in here. And they do find the Jake after all. Dropping the pallet, but going around, minding me a little bit, and they will be able to get to the other side. Will they vault it? That they will, and woo, just barely whiffing into the pallet there. I say, Jake does have plenty of resources at their disposal. Not vaulting back and forth to prevent the bamboozle, and they're just going to go to the next tile. This is actually a really strong tile setup. Double long wall is quite disgusting, but Wraith able to block it off. Just really methodical Wraith gameplay here coming in. Jake going back into main building. Last chase of the match here. Ooh, and that is not where you want to be. However, this pallet is already dropped, and so just going into another dead zone. Hugging trees. Ooh, getting a little bit of distance, but ultimately will go down to the M1 here. And that will be the 4K3 confirmed for Tremor's Killers. So, with that said, unless, let's say, there's no way that, oh, she's under a pallet. I'm about to say, I'd be crawling to that hatch if I were her. I imagine Wraith doesn't make it back here in time. Oh, yeah, it's the same side. It's barely. They might have been able to get it. But, Yunjin just hanging out under the pallet instead. Alright, good to know. If it is facing the other side and you hook all the way across at main building, Wraith barely gets there in time, so it might be worth trying to, you know, you're in a similar scenario, you got a survivor slug at the shack and a survivor dying on hook. Might be worth having him sit on the hatch just in case. And obviously, if it's on the opposite side of shack, that you definitely get out. So, interesting. I did not know, even with Wraith cloaked and with the movement speed boost, you don't get to shack in time. Interesting. But with that said, that is all we have for today, folks. That will be the final trial of the day. Thank you all so much for watching. It has been a blast. As